The West Indies, having commenced their fall down the T20 international ranking chart and having lost their last previous three T20 international series, including the most recent one, a 3-0 spanking by Bangladesh at home, coach Darren Sammy have turned to some blasts from the past. Hello everyone and welcome to the number one cricket channel in the Caribbean. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your company as I select the playing 11 for tomorrow, first T20 international between the West Indies and England in England. Darren Sammy have consulted his algorithm bot. After crunching some numbers in his computer, this was a 15-man squad that he came up with. Shea Hope, as was announced earlier, will be the captain. Johnson Charles, Jason Holder, Ruston Chase, Matt Trafford, Andre Russell, Alzarri Joseph, Akil Hussain, Ravman Powell, Brandon King, Evan Lewis, Gudakesh Moti, Shimran Etmaya, Shafane Rutherford, and Romario Shepherd. That's the team that he came up with. That's the 15-man squad that he would have came up with. Now, looking at that 15-man squad, I think that there are 9 players in that squad who are sure pick and will play tomorrow. 9 of those players are 4 of the bowling options. Therefore, I believe that he will go into the match with 5 bowling option with someone like Rutherford or maybe Ravman Powell having the ability to bowl an over or 2. That means that only 2 of Jason Holder, Matthew Ford, Andre Russell, and Romario Shepherd can play. It also means only 1 of Johnson Charles or Shimran Etmaya can play. So these are my sure pick for the West Indies playing 11 for tomorrow. Shea Hope must be a sure pick. Ruston Chase, Andre Russell, Alzarri Joseph, Akil Hussain, Ravman Powell, Brandon King, Elvin Lewis, and Shafane Rutherford. If we are talking cricket, and if we are not talking country bias, and if we are not talking favorite players, but if based on cricket performances over the years, in our most recent series, at the IPL, which is the most recent T20 series, that was completed. Because mark you, West Indies' new cricketing policy, selection policy, clearly stated that you do not have to play in the Caribbean to represent them. But wherever you play around the world, those statistics, those numbers will come, those performances will come into play. Therefore, based on all of that, Hope, Chase, Russell, Joseph, Hussain, Powell, King, Lewis, and Rutherford are sure pick if we are talking cricket. That leaves Johnson Charles, Romario Shepherd, Gudakesh Moti, and Matthew Ford to contest for the next bowling option. Now let me look at Gudakesh Moti first. In his last 6 T20 international matches, in 3 of those matches, he has an economy of over 10. And if you put the 7th match in it, in which you only bowl 1 over that went for 15, that was the first match against Bangladesh when we got 3 love recently. That 1 over went for 15. And look at how the English have played him thus far in the one-day international tournament. I am not going to include Gudakesh Moti in my playing 11. I will go ahead instead with the 2 spinner in Ruston Chase and Akil Hussain. Now that leaves me to select 1 from Holder, Ford, and Shepherd. Now, from all those 3, Jason Holder have the best economy. of 8.57 or thereabout. Don't quote me on the exact number, but I think it's 8.57. Matthew Ford have the best strike rate. Both Ian Shepherd, their economy separated by one, and then Jason Holder have a lower economy than both of them. In the recent IPL final, Romario Shepherd bowled 3 overs for 30 runs, 1 wicket. That's an economy of 10, and he got a wicket. And so when I look at these three, I have to ask myself, do I go in with the player who has the lowest economy in Jason Holder? Do I go in with the one who has the best strike rate? That means he's taking wicket quicker than the other two. Or do I go in with the third option, Romario Shepherd, who I think with the bat is the most destructive of all three of them, as we saw in that match in the IPL where he scored 50 from 14 deliveries. Which one of those three do I go in with? Now, when I look at the two batsmen, Johnson Charles and Shimron Hetmyer, Johnson Charles at this stage is a better batsman than the slugger, Shimron Hetmyer. But if I'm playing Johnson Charles, I'm going to use him to open or to bat at number 3. Do I want Johnson Charles to bat at number 3 at the top of the order, or do I want Hetmyer, the slugger, to bat at number 6? Those are the questions that I ask myself as I pick my playing 11. In the end, this was the playing 11 that I settled on. Sheo, Ruston Chase, Alzarri Joseph, Andre Russell, Akeal Hussain, Rovman Powell, Brandon King, Shafane Rutherford, and Elvin Lewis. Those were the 9 compulsory ones, and the last 2 that I select was Johnson Charles and Romario Shepherd. So that's my playing 11. Go with those 9 sure pick. I've also included Shimron Hetmyer, I should say, and Romario Shepherd. So my bad. Let me go over my playing 11 again. Sheo, Ruston Chase, Andre Russell, Alzarri Joseph, Akeal Hussain, Rovman Powell, Brandon King, Elvin Lewis, Shimron Hetmyer, Shafane Rutherford, and Romario Shepherd. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you slash a like on the video. Click on that subscribe button. I'll be back with you tomorrow for the live watch along when the match is expected to start at 12:30. So Glenn Campbell, I noticed you always hit out at the players, but you have never yet give me a solution. You know, I hit out at the players, but I also provide solutions. You know, so you always hit out of the player. Charles and Fletcher error of pass according to you. Give me the solution. Over the past 2 weeks, one of the things that I've been pointing out is that a few years ago, we were calling for the dropping of Blackwood, Mayers, Holder, I think. There were about 3 or 4 batsmen in the West Indies team at the time who were averaging 30 and over. And persons were saying that they can't bat. They can't bat. It's Carty time. It's Atanase time. Now, we have dropped those players and we have included Carty and Atanase in our test team. One is averaging in the teens and one is averaging in the low 20s. So we drop players who are averaging in the 30s and pick players now who are averaging in the teens and low 20s. We must be careful when we talk about players' error is over and we don't see anything coming through. We look at the breakout T20 league. No one was overly impressive. Average performance. Persons are looking at average performances and said that it was outstanding. It was outstanding in the sense that it was average while the others were mediocre. We have to be careful. We have to have the solution before we decided that person's error of pass. Good morning, Tata Prink. The champion, I like Sammy, but he should have kept Powell as captain. Whatever he was lacking, he could have learned. The champion, I don't think that it was that simple because it was a personality clash. And when I say it's a personality clash, it was, the way of doing things. Sammy think that you should always follow the numbers from the algorithm bot, while Ravman Paul believe that you should not always follow it, that you should go with your gut feelings sometimes. And there was where the clash is. So it wasn't about underlearning. Why chase? Moti over chase? Give me your reason. Anybody can say, you can even say Jason Older over Shea Hope. But without giving me a reason, I just think that it's not based on cricket, but based on perception, based on probably bar talk, based on where you live. So give me the reason that drive you, Andre, that will make you select Moti over Chase. King gets one more match. Noah Wilson is a vice captain and he's going to get many more. They are not going to drop King. Host Sammy turning people off with this what he say goes method, said Juna Benjamin. And that's something that I want to address. And before I address it, I really want to talk to Sammy. And I'm going to send him another email again because I would really like him to come on the show for me to ask him some questions. Will he come? I doubt it very much because he knows that he's going to get some crushed toe Yorkers and he's going to get some steep bouncers. And he can't handle those because he wasn't such a good batsman. And in fact, he wasn't even an average batsman, So I don't expect him to be able to angle those, So he's not going to come. He's not going to come. Thank you all for tuning in. It was a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow while we do the live watch along. And hopefully, West Indies can stop this slide, having lost all three of their previous T20 international, including that thrill of spanking by Bangladesh at home late last year. We hope we can stop the slide, stop the rot, and halt our decline down the T20 ranking. Thank you, everyone. I can make a case for Moti over Chase. Chase right now is a better bowler, but Moti right now is a better batsman. But I do understand why you would go with Chase. Moti bowling is below par. But I'm not playing Chase or Moti so much for their batting. I am playing them as the fifth bowler. It's a fifth bowling option I'm playing them as. That means the person is a better bowler I'm going to go with. If you're, and I've made the point the other day, if we all think that Moti is such a good batsman, then put him in the top 6. I also asked the question, what do you want from Gudakesh Moti in a match? It was an ODI match I asked the question the other day, but I'm going to ask it in a T20 match now. What do you want from Gudakesh Moti in a T20 match? 35 off 23 balls or 30 off 18 deliveries? That's what you want from him in a match? Or do you want him to get 2 wickets for 28 runs or 29 runs off his 4 overs? I will go with the 2 wickets for 29 runs. And based on the playing 11 that I selected, I am going with the person who is bowling better. I'm not going with the person who is batting better. I already have from 1 to 6 with Edmire batting at 6, Andre Russell and Romario Shepherd. So that batting already gone down to 8. And if you put Chase in that's 9. So I'm really looking. Alzaro Joseph is not bad with the bat either. Akilo saying, so this batting order go right down to 11. So for me, anything after 8, I'm looking, anything from 8 down, I'm looking the best bowlers. So How Gould make T20 squad? Well, he is what you say now? They see him as the best performer from the T20 Breakout League. Powell has the temperament to be captain. Sometimes you have to look at the position of the game. No computer can do that. Thank you, Andre Holmes. The intangible favor. I don't understand the intangible, Andre Holmes. Please explain the intangible. Please explain it. I would love to know what the intangibles are, my friend. Honestly, I would love to know what the intangibles are. Budakesh Moti going to turn into a batsman like Smith, who started as a bowler, turned iconic batsman. Well, that would be lovely, wouldn't he? We wouldn't mind that. He's about 30 now, though, so if he's going to do that, he needs to get going and get going quickly. Thank you all for tuning in. It was a pleasure being here. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the first T20 International Watch Along. Join me then. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Bye for now.